Yo, 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 mic check, mic check. I repeat, yo, 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 mic check, mic check. Give me 1 second to fix something real quick. All right, yo, 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 welcome back to my channel. This is DaLastSnow. You call me Snow for short. Apologize that I started so late. My little one had a doctor's appointment, so I had to take her, and now we're back. The stream is not gonna be about playing or anything. It's just gonna be about the discussion on set five and what we know so far. You guys will be intrigued with everything that has been coming out this week and in the past few weeks. If you guys are not up to date with everything that has been leaked on for set five that comes out February 14th, as you can see on the board. It says New Adventure. That's the title of the new set that we got for set five. Releases on Valentine's Day, which is a Friday. Um, Pre-release is probably a few days or maybe a week earlier if you guys are gonna try to get the case. But if you only play the client, it does come out February 14th, which is a Friday, most likely Friday morning. My end Eastern time is Friday morning, but for everybody else, it might be in the afternoon or in the nighttime, depending where you guys are playing from. But appreciate everybody that has been tuning into my channel, you know, and been here since day one with me, supporting me from thick and thin, giving me tips, ideas on what to talk about, on asking questions when they need to, and I'm happy to be here to answer those questions if you guys have any. But if you guys are new to my channel, press that follow button. I am 7 followers away to the 600 mark. So if you guys are new to my channel, please press that follow button. Um, I'm trying to hit that 600 mark on Twitch before the new year begins, so like that could have a good start for the new year. So yeah, we're gonna talk about set five and what we know so far. So we're gonna start with the leaks first, and then we're gonna walk into every leader um, effects and what we got so far for their support for what's coming in for set five and what we have already in the sets, and then we'll see if they are, capable of being competitive for the next set that's coming out. So two of these cards I already spoke about my last stream. So the first one is the Krillin for green, 2 cost, 20k swing, 5k combo, on play, add up to 1 card from your life into your hand, and when it's KO'd, add up to 1 card from your hand to your energy and rest mode. It's definitely going to be a good card. From what it looks like, a lot of cards that's coming out for green for this set, it's a lot of Self Awakeners, which means that the Goku that we have coming out for the next set has to be awakened as soon as possible so you can start swinging at 30k swings. The only bad part about that card is that once awakened, you do not draw. So since you don't draw, you're gonna have to rely on battle cards and extra cards to make those draws for you. And at the same time, at the end of the turn, you will have to discard cards from your hand, 1 card from your hand, and everything else that it has to deal with. We are going to go back to revising every leader, but I just want to talk about the releases that we have so far this week. So that's for green. The next one is for yellow, Bio Brawly, another Bio Brawly, 5 cost, 35k swing, 0 combo. On play, draw 1 card, then switch 2 of your energies to active mode. This is definitely a good card. Another zero combo, for sure. Um, it's kind of weird because it's Janemba that we actually got as a leader for yellow, and they're coming out with a lot of bio brawlies. But it's when we go into depth about every leader, we'll talk about the cards that support the leader, and this card definitely supports the leader, Janemba, and I'm gonna show you how when we start talking about it once I'm done with the releases. Next up, we have for black we have PyCon. Two cost, 20k swing, zero combo, on play, added to one card from your life to your hand. When attacking, if you have an energy marker, look at two cards on the top of your deck, reveal one card from another world and its special traits, and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of their owner's deck in a random order. This is our first card, if I'm not mistaken. This is our first card in any of the colors that it's every time he swings, you get to look at the top cards from your deck to see if you could take a card from there and put the rest at the bottom of the deck. Every time we have a card like that, it's always an on play, and then that's it. You basically a searcher. So this is definitely good. I just not understanding why they have it as a zero combo, but it's definitely a good card to have in black, especially with the new Gogeta card that we have, because this needs an energy marker in order to use the effect every time he swings. Next up, for green, we have the three cost training at 100 Gs on Saiyan slash training traits. Activate on main, draw one card, and add one card from your life to your hand. Then, if your life is at two or less, play up to one Son Goku with a cost of three or less to your hand. So, like I said earlier, when I show you the Krillin and talking about the leader, this is definitely for Goku because Goku doesn't draw. So you'll be using this once he's awakened. So it basically does what a cost of like 5 to 6 energies of sorry 2 to 3 different cards into one card with the cost of three. Yes, granted, it's not a combo card. Um, it's a dead card in your hand in your deck just for late games if you're trying to build up some combo power. But this card is definitely good because you get to draw a card, you get to self awaken if you're trying to self awaken as soon as possible, or if you're already awakened already and your life is already at two. Because if I'm not mistaken, Goku does awaken at three. So once you use this card, put him at two, his secondary effect activates, and then you can special summon 1/3 cost or less of Goku. Which we haven't had a Goku. I think we only have one Goku, which I'll show you guys later on. That actually persisted this, but hopefully we do get other Gokus in this set that's coming out. Because if not, then this card is not really gonna be that good. Next up, we have the one drop for yellow, which is Fierce Hyper Beam. Activate on main, draw one card, then choose up to one rest mode battle card in your opponent's battle area, and it can't switch to active mode during your opponent's next turn. So basically, another Bio Brawly card, but it's supporting um what you call it. Basically supporting every yellow deck, honestly, because it's not locked into anybody. But just because it's a Bio Brawly card, it's gonna be for Bio Brawly, which we don't have just yet. But it's definitely a card that you'll be using. It's a basically a resemblance absorption that we have from the previous set that we're using now. But it's definitely good at one cost to draw, because Janemba is another leader that can't draw as well, which kind of sucks. But they trying to do their best. Next up, we have our first super combo for set five, which is Black Grand Kai. This is gonna be for the Gogeta beast, because the Kai slash another world traits. But you can use it for any other black deck if you want. Next card, which is my favorite, and I was fingers crossed, and I kept telling people about this card. Not this card in particular, but the card itself, that it was going to come out due to cards that we already have. And that's the Bardock. Bardock, 5 cost, 30k swing, 5k combo. It's a crit battle card and on auto, only on your turn, once per turn. If your leader is Bardock, when your card is using a combo, while this card is in battle, choose up to one battle card with the cost of 4 or less in your opponent's battle area and KO it. This is definitely a good card. It's definitely a card that Bardock needed, but it's not like really, really needed. Because I've been having conversations all morning and all day with people, with friends, showing them this card, um, asking them what's their point of view about this card. My point of view, I feel like this is definitely a card that Bardock really needed. It's Bardock locked, so it's good because it was getting kind of repetitive with SS4 Goku and the Bardock all using each other's cards. So, that's when SS4 Goku ends up getting their own double strike. Now Bardock got its own, um, but people still use it. This is definitely a good card. Reason why, because we have a card that I will show you later on, once I'm done with the reveals, that actually supports and makes you summon this card faster. But I'm glad that it came out with Bardock. The only thing that Bardock really needs now is, the two drops, two, three drops, or one drops, whatever the case may be, just small bodies to start flooding the boards because of the cards that Bardock already has and nobody hasn't been using because we don't have the amount of cards to support that card. Next up, last but not least, for red, zero cost. It's called New Adventure. Activate on battle on your turn only. If your leader is awakened, your cards with Daima in its card name that are in battle gets 15,000 power for battle. This card is crazy. You could honestly, I kept telling people about it. You could really build the new Diamond deck just strictly just Daima, just Daima cards, and it will still be strong. The same way how Baby, you could build Baby on two versions, one control using other black cards like the SS4 Goku, the 3 cost Bardock, stuff like that. But you can still build a Baby deck with just straight Brainwash and Machine Mutants, and it still be strong. And it's an aggro deck. This card right here, four red, four diamond cards in general, because I'm not gonna see a lot of people using this card unless you're using a lot of diamonds in your deck. But the two diamond leaders that we have, but I know for sure the new diamond card, the new diamond leader, which is the Super Saiyan Goku diamond, is definitely gonna be using this card. I do see people using this card as four on four cases because giving that the leader gives any battle card on the field 1,000 power boost. I mean 10,000, 1,000, 10,000 power boost, right? Sorry, 10,000 power boost. Then you have this card that chooses another card and is at zero cost, only on your turn. You could go seriously so aggro that is insane. 15. There's so many diamond cards that we're gonna talk about them. There's so many diamond cards that they like at 5,000, 10,000 power. But with this card, you'll put them at 20,000, 25,000, and they all one cost, one, two cost, and just start swinging, swinging, and swinging. Just putting so much pressure on your opponent it's just crazy. Just crazy how they came out with this card. This card is broken. Even though it's just for their turn, but it's broken because you don't need to use anything. You can use all your energies to just summon battle cards no matter what's their power level, because this card at no cost is gonna bump them up to 15 plus. So that's just straight putting so much pressure on your opponent's field or so much pressure on your opponent's um what you call it on end game or even on end game. If it's a double strike diamond, you could use all four of these and just put so much pressure. That's 60,000 addition to your double strike, or even if it's just one battle card, um, just to go for KO. Your opponent has to just, fingers crossed, have the amount of combo cards that they need just to stop them from just doing that final swing. So you already know this red deck that's gonna come out is gonna be is gonna try to burn a lot of cards out your hand. And when it comes to end game, these cards is gonna be the bread and butter to give the final blow, the expansion that it needs to win the game. So those are all the cards that just came out for the leaks for the set 5. So the first leader I want to talk about, right? We're going to talk about the leaders and what we have so far for them. First one is this. Is the Sun Goku Mini Daima. Standards a 15k swing and draws while swinging, awakens at 4, and then when it's awakened, when attacking, draw 1, and then once per turn, choose up to 1 battle card with Daima and its special traits. The battle card gets 10,000 power, right? Do that once per turn. Remember what I said when it comes to the battle cards. Any Daima card. I'm gonna show you all the Daima cards that we got for the leak of set 5. Right? Remember the new adventure card that we got. This is a 1 cost. Right? 1 cost 50k swing. And on your turn, if your leader's awakened, this card gets in the battle area, gets 5,000 power. So it's a 20 swing with a 1 cost. Then your leader could give it 10 more, puts it at 30k swing. 1 cost. Use the new adventure. That's 30k swing, right? Use the effect of the leader for 30k swing. That means your opponent is gonna have to use a super combo or 2 cards out their hand. Alright? I'm gonna show you another card. Let's just say you just use the leader effect. Then you have the 2 cost Hibis. 10k attack, 10k combo. On play, choose one of your battle cards. Choose 1 battle card with the 15,000 power or less in your opponent's battle area and KO, right? Let's say you get to KO something off the board, but this is a 10k swing. Then you use New Adventure, 15 is a 25k swing now. So you have the 30k swing and you have the 25k swing. Remember, you're not using no energy with the New Adventures, so that's where it becomes a little bit dangerous. What if you have this card to summon on the board, or this card is already on the board? On play, your opponent's leader gets minus 5,000. So you're putting so much pressure on your opponent with this. Then when attacking, once per turn, if your leader is DA in its card name, switch this card to active mode. What if you use New Adventures? This is swinging at 40. Twice. 40 twice. That is crazy. 4 cores, and your opponent leader is minus 5. Yo, Zixo, what's up? That's what I'm saying. Zero cost is crazy. They really went off with red. Red is going to be a problem for next set. I'm not playing. Right now, I'm only talking about all the Diamond cards. Let's forget about all the other red cards that we're getting. Let's just talk about all the Diamond cards that's coming out for this, right? Next card, you have another red card. It's a 1 cost. Choose up to 1 of your leaders, or up to 1 battle card, both with Daima, in their card name, in the battle area, and it gets 5,000 power. You could use this card. It doesn't say not this card. So right now it's at 10k 1 cost. Now use the zero combo New Adventure to put it at 25. Now you got a 25k swing, 1 cost. You're gonna summon so many 1 costs on the board for aggro, and it's just crazy. The funny part about it, all these 1 costs, most of them is 10k combo. So they're good for defense and they're good for the offense. This new leader has the support that he needs to really go fully aggro, and it's gonna be so, like, people was complaining about Baby being so aggro with swinging with real dough, then combo with it, and especially summon another one, 25k swing, then combo with it, then to summon the other real dough, then swing for 40 with 30, and then that's it. That's 3. But you're talking about 1 cost. Once you get to the point that you got like 6-7 energies, and let's just say you have one of your 6 cost Gokus, because I know everybody's gonna play that in every red deck. That's gonna be played in every red deck. You have that card. Boom, 6 cost. Swing. Everybody gets minus. Yeah. I was just talking about the new Bardock support. We're gonna talk about that in this stream as well. So back to this. We have this. We have the swing 20 minus 25, right? Let's say you use this card. Yo, Dot, right? Dot, TCG. Appreciate the follow and the raid. Appreciate the follow and the rate. Um, yeah. So next is this card is a one cost. Choose all battle cards in your opponent's battle area, and they get -5. So you basically gonna go with either use this and then the sixth cost just to put so much pressure on your opponent, or you could just use the six drop Goku swing -20 on the board, then use this. Most of the cards gonna get wiped, or all cards is gonna get wiped off the board. So yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. I'm telling you, this deck is gonna be just straight one cost and just pulverizing your opponent in aggro, and we don't even have to worry about the defense because summoning one drops and putting those pressure at one, the 10k bump it to 20, then bump it to 25 depending on the cards if you have them, the new adventure or your leader effect. it this deck, it looks like it's not gonna need the support of like the four cores, the five cores bodies. um they definitely gonna use the Daima double strike Goku, which is a double strike. But besides that, if there's no diamond cards, I'm gonna see a lot of one drops being used. And early green. If we talk about colors, right? Green is gonna have a real big problem with this deck because it's gonna go super aggro from start to finish. You could try to wipe their board, and all they're gonna do is rebuild their board again because most of the diamond cards that they have is one or two costs, and they're gonna have the cards to bump them up to 20 to 25k swing. So it doesn't really matter if you try to wipe their board. So everybody's gonna have, all green opponents is gonna have a problem. Black, you could pop, you could bounce back, whatever the case may be, because it could go aggro as well. But I don't feel like there's gonna be a deck that's gonna be so aggro compared to this. So the only thing is you gotta be mindful, just like baby, going aggro with this deck. Be careful how you go aggro because you can burn out your hand. That's the only concern. So if you're gonna go aggro, make sure you have a lot of draw power and a lot of stuff that does a lot of destruction on the board. So like that, if you're gonna start over with your board, your opponent starts over with their field as well. So you want to go toe to toe with your opponent. But I definitely see this deck is gonna be a problem. Um, what other card it came out with? The next card we have another Diamond card, Pansy. Two cost, 20k swing, zero combo. It's a self awakener, and when KO'd, if your leader has Diamond in his card name, you could draw two cards. So you could definitely run this 3 to 4, and once they KO'd, it's gonna be two cards. And I was just talking about it. The way this leader and its support is being built, a lot of these decks is gonna be putting so much pressure on your board to burn your hand. But if you got cards like this, guess you draw two cards and everything else. The only decks that you're gonna have to be dealing with, if you're playing against blue, they're gonna bounce this card back, so you can't use the KO effect. And then if red, it's gonna neg it straight to zero if they can. But besides that, black, green, yellow, they're gonna pop it off the board, and you're gonna end up drawing two cards out of it. And they're gonna try to maintain the control of this card, but they're gonna have to pop this card off the field, or they're gonna continue getting those 20k swings at them. Because what they're doing now, they're not dropping no more 25k swing awakened leaders anymore unless they are offense. So like the Bardock is a 25k leader only on offense, but it's a 20k on defense. So we have a lot of, you know, cards that's coming out for red that's gonna be hell of a problem. Um, so I think that should be it. Let's talk about the card. That should be it for red so far, right? That's coming out. Let's talk about um what we have so far for red. Let me just change the settings to this. Let's see. One of the favorite cards that a lot of people is using is this card. The 2-drop 20k swing Sun Goku Mini Daima 10k combo. If your leader is awakened, this card gets 10,000 power. A 2-drop that swings for 30 and is a self awakener. This card is going to be 4 off in any red deck. But right now, this is going to be stronger in this leader that's coming out for set 9. It's going to be a problem. I'm telling you right now, these 30k swings, if you don't wipe them off the board, you're going to have a lot of 30k swings on the board. And this could bump up from 30 to 40 with the leader effect or with the new adventure card that puts it at 45. Or if you want to go all out, just bump this to 60, 60, 65, how high as you want it. I'm telling you, it's going to be a problem. We also have, oh, wrong, wrong picture. We have the Shin Mini Daima. Activate on main, place this card into your owner's drop, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 1,000. I mean 10,000 power for the turn. So those are cards that you're definitely gonna need for red as well. You're gonna have to control your opponent's board with negging them at 0, or just popping them off the board. This is definitely gonna be a good card to be playing with. Also another card. Let's see another card. We already spoke about this card. How this card is gonna be dangerous. This card is gonna be in every red deck. Right now, a lot of people is trying to put as much pressure as they can before their opponent goes to 6, because it's a 95% of a chance that your opponent has this card ready to lock and load on turn 6 to really start wiping the board, and it blocks one of your swings to your leader, so like that you don't take damage. But if you don't lock this card or get it off the field, you're gonna have a problem. But I suggest that you wipe this card off the field, because if you lock it and next turn they summon another one, or they summon a lot of, because it already has 6, they can summon as many bodies as they can, like I showed you guys. All these one cost that they're 15 to 20k swingers, and then use it a new adventure card with no cost, and then use the leading effect for 10,000 power. You're gonna have a lot of problems going into next turn. So you gotta make sure that this card is off the board, because if they summon another one, they're gonna block another swing, and they're gonna minus 20,000 for each body on the board. Right? There's one card that I'm missing. You know what? You know why I can't see it? Because it was in the starter deck. We also have cards in the starter deck, which is this card. I don't know why it keeps opening that. The 5-cost Daima, Sun Goku Daima Double Strike. When attacking, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 10,000 power or less and KO it. So that becomes a problem as well. You can boost this with all the new adventure cards. There's cards, the 1-cost Pansy that could give another body on the board 5k combo. You can put this for 40, using the leader effect for to 50. Then if you use the new adventure that gives it 15 plus, you really could go crazy. Really could go. I hate that card. Red players always have it on their hand. Yeah, red players always have the 6 costs in their hand. It is so annoying. That's why we're gonna have to. By the looks of it, set 5 is gonna be built on aggro, because if you look at the leader for blue, Vegito, that's basically gonna be aggro. If you don't, you have to go aggro, because once it gets to turn 6 with blue, and their leaders awaken, you have their 6-cost Vegito to swing for 40. Their leader, if they have 20 cards in their discard party, for 40. Their 6-drop Vegito to restand again for 40. Like it's, and you take that card out, the same way you take the 6-drop red out, you're gonna have probably most likely another 6-drop on the field, and then it becomes a problem. So I'm telling you, next set is gonna be built based on what you call it, on aggro. We have other diamond cards, but I don't feel like it's gonna be like efficient. like really put pressure. They also have the Krillin. I don't feel like yo. Why does it switch cards? Sorry about that. We have this Krillin, two drop, um, 10k swing when attacking. If you have a battle card with 25k power or more, this card gets 15,000 power for the battle. So look, there's another card you can actually use. I doubt people's gonna use this card, but if they're gonna use it, it's gonna be one off. So it's gonna be, you're gonna have a 25k swinger on the board if you're gonna summon this. So this is gonna be a 25k swinger. Use New Adventure or use the Pansy to put it at 30, because that's what red is going to be built on with this leader. It's going to be trying to have everybody start swinging at 30k swings. So that means your opponent is going to be using a lot of super combos and a lot of cards out their hands, and that's going to be a real big problem. So the only thing that red is got to worry about is the draw power. Once they get the draw power, they should be good. They should be definitely good to go, and we're going to have to wait and see how it goes. Another card that they have for Daima is the Android 18 Mini. It's a Self Awakener. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 5,000 power for the turn, which is fine. You could definitely do this as well because you want to put pressure on your opponent on whatever battle card they have on the field. And it's a 20k swinger. You could use New Adventure, you could use the Pansy, or you could use the leader effect to bump this to 30. So yeah, you have a lot of options to to use in order to apply pressure on your opponent. Um, Another card that we have is the other Shin card, 4 costs. This is the only 4 costs I've seen. As you can see, Daima has a lot of 1 or 2 costs. That means small bodies, small numbers with big swings. 4 costs, 25k swing, 10k combo. When your battle card with 25k power or more attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 5,000 power. So imagine having an Android on the board, having this on the board. Um, that's minus 10,000. Then if you have a double strike on the board, like it's a problem. And the crazy part about this is the auto effect. So that means you can use it on either yours or your opponent's turn. Another card, another diamond card. These are all options. Not saying all these could be on your deck if you're playing red, but just options. Then you have the Chi Chi Mini Daima, 2 cost, 5k combo. I mean 5k attack, 10k combo. As a blocker, and you get to draw. Um, like I said, I see a lot of people using this card because you could get to draw on play, and as a blocker, you can block any swing, depending if it stays on the board. I'll just use it as insurance policy to use it for the 10k. Then you have this card, the cantrip. Because if you want to go pure Daima, you got this card, the 1 cost Sun Goten, um, draw power. You also have other cards that you could use as well. Not sure if people are gonna be using it. Let me just add them. You have the flying numbers. Choose up to one battle card and it gets 10,000 power for the turn. Then if your leader is a Sun Goku and its name, draw a card. So like I said, I might see people using this card because you get to draw more cards. And it boosts up 10k combo. So like I said, this deck is it literally switches up the way red is being played now, because you could just use a pure diamond deck and still be strong as hell when you're swinging, when you're playing against your opponent. I just feel like, a lot of people's gonna try to mix it up with probably the Jiren 4 cost, the 3 cost Gohan, because those are staple cards. But I feel like Daima on its own is strong. Just gotta worry about the draw power. That's it. Then you have the power pole, activate on battle 1 cost. Your cards that are in battle gets 15,000 power for the battle. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 10,000 power. So another applying pressure on your opponent, minus 10k. Then you have the Android 18 minus 5k. Then you have the Shin that's minus 5k as well. Um, yeah, you have a lot of cards. You have a lot of cards that definitely supports the new leader that's coming out. So far All we know for the Red Diamond Goku, the Super Saiyan version, because we already have the original, regular mode. We have now the Super Saiyan mode. So definitely, Red Diamond is gonna be a problem when Set Five comes out. Um, Next up would be, let's change this up. Next leader I want to talk about. Let me just change the settings of some of these cards so that I get the right cards on the board. So the next leader will be the Gogeta. A lot of people don't like him. You know, it is what it is. On paper, it looks like it's whack. A lot of people saying this is Dr. Miyu super mode because Dr. Miyu does the same thing. The only difference is instead of discarding a card from your hand, you're basically resting one of your regular energies to get an energy marker. But I don't think people understand that there's a lot of cards that we already have, right? That support this deck, this leader, and gives this leader the potential to be strong on defense and on offense. So right now we're gonna talk about the cards that we have out so far. Well, not out, but that was leaked so far for this leader. Uh, let's see. Nope, not here. The first card would be bingo. The Veiku. It's a 3 cost, 20k swing, 10k combo. It's a blocker. At the end of your turn, if you have an energy marker, switch this card in the battle area to active mode. So you can swing with him 20, and if you have one energy left, tap the energy at the end of the turn with your leader effect to restand this card. So now you have a blocker, or you can have another. You can have a blocker for to block one of your opponent's swings, or you just have another body on the board to swing for the next turn. Um, they're not that strong, but this is a card that's going to be supportive for Gogeta. Then you have uh, no, that's for next card. You have the one I was talking about earlier that was released this week. The PyCon 2K, 20k swing, 2 cost, 0 combo is a self awakener, and it searches the top 2 cards from your deck every time he attacks. Reveal one card with another world. The good part about it that it's not saying battle card. So there might be cards that's mentioned as another world in its traits that might be good to pick up um, to support whatever move that you're trying to do for the turn or for the next turn, and then the rest go at the bottom of your deck. So it's definitely good to have this card. Those are the only 2 cards that we have for the support for Black Gogeta. But I'm going to talk about every single card that we have so far that supports this Gogeta coming off. First things first is this card. The Trunks that we have, Trunks GT, 3 cost, 20k swing, 10k combo. Permanent on your turn. If you have an energy marker, this card gets 10,000 power. So it's a standard 20k swinger, but on your opponent's turn, it turns into 30. With the Gogeta effect to turn um, a regular energy to energy marker, you basically could swing 30k swing and really apply pressure on your opponent. And then you don't really have to think about this card being a 15k swing or a 10k swing. It's the standard 20, so you could combo out with a 5 or a 10k depending on the swing that they got it for this guy. It's not gonna be easy to get it off the board because of 3 costs. Because there's a lot of cards that 2 or less bounce it off or rest it or whatever the case may be. But this card is definitely gonna be powerful for the Gogeta. Um, Next card would be. There's a lot of cards, a lot of potential cards. This is one of my favorites. To keep up with the pace of, you know, the Diamond Goku that's coming out, I definitely see this card being played in the Gogeta. 1 cost, 15k swing, but on your turn, it turns into 20k swing. Um, if you have the energy marker, end game, just to start applying pressure on your opponent. Um, Definitely good to have in your deck. if you want to go that route. You also have, as you can see, red has a lot of two costs. This card is going to be another problem for Gogeta if you have an energy marker. Every time he swings, um, two battle cards with two or less gets KO'd. Uh, Start eliminating battle cards from your opponent's side of the field and just swing 15k if you want to, or just bump it to 20 or 25, or whatever you want to do for another battle card on the field, or just attack your opponent's leader. So that's another card that's actually going to be good as well for the Gogeta. Next card would be Sun Gohan GT. A lot of people, I know for sure, I was playing this when Set 3 was out, because definitely a good card to have. It's a 3 cost, 20k swing, 10k combo on play if you have an energy marker. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with the cost of 3 or less and KO it. Definitely going to be a problem as well on the Gogeta deck because, you know, there's a lot of 3 costs. Most decks that we're playing against now, it has a lot of 3 costs on the board, and you want to use this card. All right. Another good card that's definitely going to be good because you can use it for yourself or your opponent is the Trunks GT that we have. 2 costs, 20k swing, 5k combo. When attacking, if you have an energy marker, choose one battle card with a cost of 2 or less and return it to your owner's hand. It does not specify your opponent only. It specifies battle card on the field, which means you can retake a cantrip if you want, or a power of the board if you want, bring it back. Then use that, or use the energy marker to draw another card, or use the power to lock a body on the board. So or just to slow down your opponent's um aggro situation that he's got going on for next turn. Just bounce the 2 costs or less back to their hand. So that's another card that can actually be good as well. Um, Another card that can apply pressure. It's not. I know people's not gonna use it, but I just want to talk about every card that could be potentially be a piece to the new Gogeta. Because I'm not gonna lie, Gogeta needs to have a lot of firepower because the only thing it's doing is just giving you an extra energy marker. That's not good with the meta that we in now, and going into the meta that we're going into now, going forward. Gogeta's effect is going to be relevant, so you got to make sure that the cards they're going to be using because of the energy marker has the firepower behind it. So firepower will be Tucky. It's a 3 cost, 5k attack, 10k combo on play, draw 1 card. Then if you remove the energy marker to use this card, play up to 1 loot with a cost of 4 from your hand. Loot is a 4 cost. If you guys don't know about loot, loot is uh, this is loot, the 4 cost 30k swinger. Like I said, you're gonna need the firepower. You get to draw, then you swing with 30. If you want to use the Otaki to bump this up, this or any card on the field up to another 30, you can start swing for 30k swings, which is definitely good. Um, Another card that's definitely gonna be good is the Tentai Kamehameha. Um, I feel like every black deck should be using that card. This is definitely a staple. 2 to 3 ofs. 4 is a little bit too massive to have in a deck because remember this is 0 combo, and most of the big bodies that you're gonna have in your deck is gonna be 0 combos. So you don't want to keep building your deck on 0 combos because on end game you're gonna be stuck on not having cards to protect yourself on power swings. So definitely using the energy marker from Gogeta to use this. So let's say you already have an energy marker, and you're going against red, because the reason why I keep talking about red because red is the only deck that I already spoke about. So let's just say you're talking about red. Use the energy marker you already have to summon this. Pop 2 bodies off the board. Then use your Gogeta effect to restand another energy marker. Use the secondary Tentai Kamehameha to pop another 2 off the board. So yeah, you have a lot to wipe those boards because red, if you leave those boards alone, those red leaders, those red opponents is really going to be a big problem if you leave those cards on the board. Also, you can use the Hercule, the 1 cost Hercule. Um, the one cost Hercule to to recycle one cost that is not Hercule itself to recycle to your hand. That's another thing you got going on as well. Um, Another card that's new to the set, which is for set four, which is gonna be good as well, is the Glorio. You're not gonna draw, but you get to summon this out of two costs, 25k swing. So that's applying pressure on your opponent as well. So if you try to summon this guy early than usual, you can definitely summon it early than usual. And another key piece that every black deck should be using, which would be the two cost trunks. If you have if on your opponent's turn, if you have an energy marker, everybody on the board gets protected. So that's definitely good as well. So if you're trying to go wide on your opponent, make sure you have a trunks on the field, and that trunks on the field, don't swing with him. Trust me, don't swing with him. Leave him on the field, just leave him standing, and just get ready for the next turn to lock and load, and just do what you gotta do on the next turn. So that's for Gogeta, right? So Gogeta is gonna be basically needing the support of a lot of these cards, and we just gotta focus on what's gonna happen with more and more support comes out. Because right now there's only two cards that came out for Gogeta from another world. We just gotta have to see what else is gonna come out. Next up, I would say Janemba. A lot of people was waiting for Janemba to come out. A lot of people are confused with Janemba's effect because it's kind of weird. Because once it's awakened, you know, when attacking, switch up to two of your energies to active mode. There's a key thing that does not say on that swing, which is draw. Janemba does not draw on swing. It only restands two energies. But if you activate his secondary effect, which is once per turn, you have to tap two energies to draw a card, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards on the field and put it into rest mode. It would have been better if you could actually lock the card, not just rest it. Then that balances out the draw power that it's not getting. But resting a battle card, that means you're gonna have to do what you gotta do with the leader with your battle cards, then swing with your leader to use the leader's effect to draw a card and then rest the body on the board. But the thing is that it says activate on main, which makes it a little bit more difficult because now while you're swinging, you can't activate his effect. It has to be on main, not in battle. So you will have to swing with your leader first to restand the energy, and then go from there. So it's gonna be kind of it's gonna be a head crack using this card. Hopefully the support that it has is gonna be strong um, to deal with. So the support that we have for this leader, which is kind of confusing to me, is going with yellow first. Let's see what's no, not here either. I got them on file. Sorry about that. Got them on file. We have the Dazzling Onslaught, the two cost, activate on battle. Uh, your cards that are in battle gets 25 power for the battle. Then switch one of your energies into active mode. This reminds me of I forgot what's the card's name. It's the Vegeta card that you tap to. It gives you 25k yellow. Basically, we're getting the same thing for this. The only difference is that this is restanding energy. That one is actually popping 6 or more. Honestly, 5 or more, 6 or more battle card off the field. So that's definitely going to be another one of the cards to give you draw power, which will be this. We also have the Bio Brawly. Sorry that the picture is kind of small, but his effect is when swinging, if you have 2 active energies, you get to draw a card, and it's on swing. So you have to protect this card from your opponent's turn that it won't die. So like that, when you swing with this card and you have the 2 energies up, you get to draw a card. Right? Then you have for yellow as well, You have the other Bio Brawley card, which is a 5 cost, 35k swing. On play, draw one card, then switch two of your energies to active mode. So you'll basically summon this first. If you have the other Bio Brawley on the field, don't swing with it yet. Make sure you summon this first to restand two energies. Then maybe activate your leader effect to restand two energies as well. So that gives you four. You get to draw a card out of that. Maybe summon another three cost. No, because that will put you down to one. So you'll have to swing first to draw the card, then summon whatever you want to summon with the four energies. So yeah, I see the Bio Brawlers being the support to Janemba, which is kind of weird for me to see, but you know, it is what it is. And then we also have the one cost Lord Jaguar, which is switch this card into switch this card in the battle area to rest mode. Add to one Lord Jaguar card from the cost of three or less. Jaguar Island and a special trace from your drop to your hand. So you get to recycle cards. But for this to last more than one turn, it's gonna be a you know, depending we get more Jaguar cards, I see how this card could be good to use, but I don't feel like people's gonna be using this card. I'm not gonna lie, because you have so many one cores that you could use, like the Bomas, cantrips, um, and that all mostly other cards that you could use to, benefit out of, and most likely gonna survive for the turn. Because this gets rested, so there's no use for this card anymore. What you're gonna use? You're gonna use time rewound to restand this again. No, you're not gonna do that because you might have something to bounce this card back to the hand or to the deck or just pop it because it's a one cost. So I don't feel like people's gonna be using this card. Grant is a searcher, but I don't think it's gonna be good enough. Depending on what other Jaguar Island cards we get in the special traits. So those are the only things that we have that is for yellow. So Janimba looking like we're gonna have to wait and see what other support we get for the Janimba because Janimba right now needs a whole lot of draw power since he can't draw when he's swinging. Next up would be Son Goku. For green, the Kaioken Goku. On one attack, you draw a card. Awaken at 3. Draw a card from it when you awaken. Um, Permanent on your turn, this card gets 10,000 power, so you're swinging at 30. Bad part is you don't get to draw with it. That's why you have to be mindful that when it's not awakened, try to get as many cards as you can. Keep it in your hands because once he's awakened, this card is going to be a problem on your defensive side. On the offense, yes, 30k swing, which is fine. But on the defense, you don't have draw power. And on the defense, at the end of the turn, discard one card from your hand. If you have two or less, and you have 7 or less energies, add up the top card from your deck to your life. All right, you get to recycle one card from your deck to your life, but you don't have no draw power still. Remember, draw power is gonna be a big impact for the new set that's coming out because people's gonna try to build hand size. Hand size is gonna be the key thing when it comes to the next set going forward. So for the green support that we have, first one is unlockability. 5 costs. Choose up to one battle card in your battle area, and it gets 15,000 power for the turn. Then, if your life is at 1, add up to 2 cards of your deck to your life. I don't know how I feel about this card. I feel like this is too much going on. You know where this card definitely feels comfortable to be in? The Piccolo deck. Because if you summon a 6-drop Piccolo, I think once you summon a 6-drop Piccolo, you have 8 energies or more, if I'm not mistaken, you get to use a spell or extra card with the cost of 5 for free. So if you have 1 playing with Piccolo, you could do this and go back to 3, and then you already at 8, so you can apply pressure and do what you gotta do. And then the 15k power boost could go to your leader, so like that you can apply pressure to the point that if it does hit, You can restand Piccolo again to swing again. You get to draw again. So, but I don't feel like the new Goku is gonna be using this because going at 5 costs, I feel like you're sacrificing too much for too little. Like I said, you're giving 2 lives. Yeah, granted, but unless it's situation. It's some situational cards is good to have in the deck, but this is too much of a situational card. They're gonna be rethinking if you want to play this card or not. Uh, Next card would be the Sun Goku, 3 cost, 20k swing, 10k combo. Permanent on your turn if your life is at 2 or less. This card, um, in the battle area gets 15,000 power, so it's swinging at 35, and it's a Self Awakener, which is good. So remember the Krillin that I spoke about earlier. Krillin is gonna be good for this card. I mean, for this leader, he's a Self Awakener as well. Then you have this card as a Self Awakener, 35k swing. But it's depend. This deck is gonna depend a lot on end game, which it's giving me the Brawly vibes. Because Brawly relies on end game with all the big bodies. But remember, you only can summon those big body once per turn. Yes, if they survive, granted they survive, and then you get an extra big body. But what are you doing for the beginning of the turn, the beginning of the game? Like you gotta apply pressure as well. So yes, 3 cost, 20k swing, but this might not even last that long on the board for 20k swing because you got a lot of 30k swingers, 25k swingers um, in decks that you're gonna be on some. You don't even know what to do next. Next card for for this support would be. Is this, I think this. Yeah, this should be green. Yeah. So this is Dr. Brief Spaceship, 1 cost. Activate on main if your leader Son Goku and your life is at 2 or less. Draw 2 cards. So this is what I was talking about. So I get the 5 cost Krillin. I mean because I say Krillin because Krillin on the board on the picture. But the extra card that's a 5 cost to draw to take the top 2 cards and put it into your life that puts you at 3. But before you do that, you gotta do this first to draw the 2 cards, then use the 5 cost to put 2 more life that puts you at 3. But you got draw power as well. You get to draw. That's 3 cards that you're drawing for the turn to give you 2 more lives. So you're avoiding getting hit with a double strike. Um, but I feel like it's too slow with the meta that we're about to walk into. I feel like it's too slow. We're gonna have to wait and see what other cards that they come out for green. So like I said earlier, with this card, so 2 cards, 20k swingers. On play, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, and it'll be KO'd. You add 1 card from your hand into your energy and rest mode, which is it's alright. But like I said, one your opponent is gonna try to apply so much pressure to awaken you as soon as possible because he knows that you cannot draw with the swings. It's not the Jiren. It's not the Jiren leader that you stop drawing, but then at the same time, once you hit him, he draws a card while taking life at the same time. No, that's not what Goku has. So you have to be mindful about that as well. So to see, I feel like you know what else that we could actually add. If you guys have any tips on green, you could definitely say it in the chat. Maybe slip through some of the cards, older cards. Let's see, did I do it right? Yeah, I did it right. All the green cards are coming out. I'm trying to see what green cards you guys can actually use. So definitely, hands hands down, this is gonna be a staple card for green, which is a 3 cost Nappa, 30k swing 0 combo. It's a self awakener, and you know, like I said, it's a 30k swinger. You want to be using this card if you want. Um, but like I said, there's not that much going on with the sets that we have now for green because remember this green Vegeta, I mean green Goku needs the draw power. So I definitely see this card being played in this green Goku, which is a draw card. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards on the field for less and put it into his energy and rest mode. That's definitely good. But you got to be mindful who you playing against when you use this card because if you're playing against red, Please, please, everybody, avoid giving them energies because the closer they get to turn 6 or energy number 6, you're gonna have a problem because you're about to get hit with those 40k swingers, and if you don't have the hand size or the board for it, you're gonna be screwed. Um, Also, I feel besides that, green don't got much. By looking at it, I don't feel like green has much. By looking at the list, we could use the ramp, the destructive strength if you want to. You could use. You could use the Master Roshi that's on play. The Master Roshi that I'm talking about will be this Master Roshi. You know, add a card to from your life to your hand, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with the cost of 1 or less, and then KO it. Stuff like that should be fine. But like I said, you want to rely on the Self Awakeners. Um, but from what it looks like, we don't not have no, not the Self Awaken, the draw power. Getting these draw power is gonna be a problem. We don't have that much draw power. Get your energies up, get the draw powers up, and then hopefully, you be in a position that you could build the board to swing with your leader with a 30k swing, and then see how it goes from there. So I'm not seeing much of a support right now for green, for the green Goku. So green Goku is definitely looking like the weakest leader that we are having for set 5. But who knows? Let's see how we still got a few more weeks to go until set 5 comes out. So they're gonna continue dropping leaks on what we gonna get for set 5. So that'll be number 5. I mean number 4 in leaders. Number 5, last but not least, will be the massive, massive problem. Problem going into, you know, hold on, let me just switch this up. All right, got it. Okay, massive problem. Vegito for blue, swing, get a draw, awaken at 4, which is standard. Now on its awaken side, one attack and draw a card. Granted, that's what everybody needs, the draw power. Now, this is where the big problem is. And I don't mean big problem in a bad way. I feel like in a good way. Permanent. On your turn, if you have 20 or more cards in your discard pile, this card gets 20,000 power. This is a 40k swinger if you have 20 cards. That means this is going to be the first deck right now going into set 5. The first deck that's going to be holding 55 to 60 cards in this deck. There's going to be a lot of draw power in that deck to just make sure that they have the hand size. So when this card is awakened, or this card is being... So what people's going to do with this Vegeta, right? At the beginning of the game, they're going to do a lot of draw powers. They're going to swing with the leader, combo with the cantrip. So they're going to try to go as fast as possible to get to 15, at least 15, because you have cards like, let's see, where's it at? You have the champion of all champions card, which is the blue 6 cost, 40k swing, permanent. You don't lose the game even if you have 0 cards in your deck. So you're going to try to avoid that because people's going to try to manipulate that as well. So that's why I say this deck is going to be the first deck that's going to be to 55 to 60 card deck. And if you have 0 cards in your deck, this card gets 10,000 power. So this is going to be swinging at 50, but usually going to be 40 because I know you're not going to be at 0 when you're summoning this card. But once per turn, switch this card to active mode. Choose up to one of your cards in your opponent's battle area and return it into your owner's hands. Then place the top 5 cards of your deck into their owner's drop. Right? Let's just say you have 15. To restand, you put your discard pile at 20. That means your leader is going to swing for 40. You have this card swing for 40. Then you have secondary again to restand to swing for 40 again. If this card stays on the field, You have to understand they might have another one in their hand and they're gonna summon it. So that's five 40k swings. That's if they feel like keeping it at 40k. Don't be surprised they start bumping this to 60, 50 to 60, so you can burn as many cards you can in your hand to go for game. With this card and with your leader being where it is, I don't even think we was even gonna use double strike cards to in this deck because for what? For what? You want to build your deck into having so much, even if it's 5k combos, just combo power itself to make sure that once you get to 6 energies, you have this card on the board plus your leader to swing for three, starting for three 40k swings, and then moving forward, it bumps up to 5, 7, or how many it is. That your opponent's gonna be gassed out. It's gonna be gassed out, right? So you have that. So let's talk about the cards that's coming out for support for this leader. So you have the Hercule, one cost 5k attack, 5k combo on play. Place the top 2 cards in your deck into your owner's drop. Then if you have 10 or more cards in your drop, draw a card. So it will be too early to draw to have the 10 it will be too early to do the secondary effect if you have this card in your hand already, but you at least you're already starting up to have 2 cards in your discard pile because there's certain cards that we already have and that's coming out that you need a certain amount of cards in your discard pile in order to use the effect, right? Then you have uh, then you have for blue, you have the 2 cost Vegito, 10k attack, 10k combo. Add up to 1 blue card with a cost of 3 from your drop to your hand. Okay, you get to recycle. Key part about this card, and people need to understand, this is where set 6 don't want to jump, but I need to jump because people have to understand what it's saying. Going into set 6, we might have dual color leaders. Because why is it it's the only card right now that says add up to 1 blue card? It don't say card. It doesn't say battle card. It says 1 blue card. That means it's going to be the first card that's going to be color locked because the effect to this card is going to be too strong to have in dual colors. So activate on battle, switch this card in the battle area to rest mode. If you have 20 or more cards in your drop, your Son Goku with a cost of 3 that is in battle gets 30,000 power for the turn. Once they come out with these battle cards that's Goku, let's just say it's a 20k swinger, they're gonna turn it, or 20k or 10k, they're gonna be turning into 40k swingers. You already have your 6 cost Vegito and your leader, because remember this has to be at 20 cards in the discard pile. So you have your leader at 40. You're about to have a Goku at 40. You have to have a Vegito swinging twice at 40. That's 4 swings at 40. You're not gonna survive more than 1 to 2 turns if you don't wipe that board off and these cards are still on the board. Big problem. Then you have the Gold Tanks, 2 costs, 15k swing, 10k combo on permanent. On your turn, if you have 10 cards or more in your drop, this card in your battle area gets 10,000 power and is a self-awakener, which is good to use more as a self-awakener because you want to awaken as soon as possible with your leader. Once you get to 15 cards, or you could swing with this, or you could just combo with this card to have more cards into your discard pile. If you're not at 10 yet, swing with the 25. If not, just combo with it if you're not close to it. So yeah, I already see Vegito is gonna be a headache going into set 5. From the leagues, I didn't see nothing else. Alright, so from the card that we have so far, you have this card, the Vegito, 4 cost, 15k swing, 10k combo. Activate on main, tap 2 cards, discard 1 card from your hand, and place this card in its owner's drop. So you tap in 2, to have two more cards in your discard pile. If you have 10 or more cards in your drop, play up to one Vegito with the cost of 5 or 6 from your drop. So if your opponent gets to pop your 6 cost off the field, you could bring that card back to the field for the price of 2 cards from your hand and 2 cards of your energy. That is insane. And there goes another 40k swing. And if you get, you probably re at 20 cards already in your discard pile. That means your leader's swinging at 40k swing. Like, it's a problem. Blue end game is a headache. You're gonna have to apply pressure as fast as possible, but you gotta make sure that when you're applying pressure, that those swing actually connects. Because if you don't let those swings connect, you're basically putting them in a position to have massive amount of cards in a discard pile. Granted, you're gonna have cards on the board, but those cards is not gonna protect you when he starts summoning these big drops. And at the same time, you know he's gonna be, you know these opponents gonna be having these the full cost Gohan that bottom decks, the Vegito that bottom decks, the Sinister Sickle that bottom decks, or cards that you have that's gonna bounce back to your opponent's hands. Like, stuff like that is gonna be a real big problem. Um, Another card that would be good for this deck would be this card. Let it upload. The Goten. Wow, don't know why it's in Japanese, but let me get the English version. Sorry about that. I was trying to go with the alternate version. The alternate version is kind of in Japanese. So it's a full cost Gold Tanks 30k swing 0 combo permanent. If you have 30 or more cards in your drop, this card gets 5,000 power, so swing at 35. But it's on permanent, so that means it's on 35 for both your opponent and your turn. Then on play, place the top 2 cards of your deck into your owner's drop, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 3 or less and place it at the bottom of your. So you get, it's a bounce back 35k swing, and it's putting you closer and closer to having your leader when it's awakened to swing for 40. So yeah, like I said, you have a lot of going on when it comes to cards like this. Um, then you have this card. A lot of people don't like talking about it, but I feel like it's gonna. I don't know if people's gonna be using it, but I feel like it's a good card as well. It's the Vegeta 2 cost, 10k attack, 10k combo. On your turn, if you have 10 cards or more, this turns into 25k swinger, and place the top card of your deck into your drop. So it's getting you closer and closer. Um, so it's focusing more onto not awakening you. It's focusing more on your discard pile, because the thing is that you know you're gonna have your opponent swing at your leader. So let them swing at your leader, because you want to have the cards ready, prepped before you awaken. You want to have those 15 to 20 cards in your discard pile already before you start awakening your leader. Because if you're awakening your leader before that, then you're just gonna have a standard 20k swing, which is, you know, it's all right, but not that much of a problem. If you want to apply pressure, make sure you have those cards in your discard pile, so like that, you know, you do what you gotta do. And then the standard cards you have the Vegeta, I mean the Videls that swings, the peel off, since it's not banned yet, have the peel off as well that you can use. Um, Another thing that I find it a little bit more interesting as well, you can definitely do this package. The reason why I want to talk about this package, because I feel like Vegeto's could take advantage of it, which is a 2 cost 20k swing 5k combo. On play, if you have 10 or more cards in your drop, your leader gets 5,000 power. Not a battle card, your leader. So if you have 20 cards in your discard pile, your leader bumps it to 45 swinger, right? Um, that's definitely good. There's a 2 cost, and then you have the Trunks, which is on play if you have 10 or more cards in your drop. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with the cost of 3 or less, and there's a bounce back. So you have the Gold 10 that gives the power boost to your opponent, to your leader, and you have the Trunks that bounces back at 3 or less. The reason why I'm telling you about this card because on Endgame, right? Let's see where this card is at. If I'm not mistaken, this card came out in the Vegeta starter deck. Yes, it did come out in the starter deck. So you'll be using this card. I feel like this card is good. Uh, be mindful about the seven or less fewer cards in your hand. But it's a full cost, so if you try to do something, if you're trying to go for it, just try to boost up as much as possible. Lock in, combo in like end game. Let's say if you try to end game, your leader's at 40. Um, then combo, put it at 50, 60. Then you have the six costs on the field, 40 twice or 50. To the point, just continue comboing with those cards, right? Until you have seven cards in your hand. Because now when you summon this, you get to get the two cost trunks that I and goten from your discard pile that I told you guys about, right? And if you have energies up, you can special summon them to the board. And then this will be at 25. Bump this up to 30 if you need to. Then you have the two trunks. Bump it 20 to 30, 30, 30. Just try to apply as much pressure as you can. That it might be end game if it gets to that. So the recycling of this card, the recycling of the Videl, the recycling of the peel off, definitely goes great with this deck. But this is optional, just because it says seven or less, which your goal is to have a hand size in your hand, um, to make sure that end game you're not just swinging at 40, or even if you do swing at 40, you're burning cards out their hand, but just keep your hand size. So like that, if they try to swing at you, and the cards that you have in your hand is not good for next turn, you want to make sure that the body that you have on the board is protected. So like that, when it goes to your turn again, you apply pressure again to your opponent. Those definitely good as well. So another card, another lead I wanted to talk about. A lot of people has been waiting, patiently waiting for the cards to come out for support. Is the Bardock. Bardock is definitely a leader that I like to play with. That's the leader that I play with on client. I play Bardock and Baby when I go to locals. But to have this card to come out for next set is definitely good. Definitely gives Bardock back his own image, because between SS4 Goku and the Bardock, there was a problem because they both use the same cards. It was like one or two cards that that makes them a little bit different, but it was a mirror match for set three. Then set four came out. Set four came out with 2 to 3 card support for SS4 Goku that put Bardock behind. A lot of cards that a lot of cards came out for support, but it wasn't Bardock locked. Um, but this is definitely good because it's a 5K. It gives you a 5K combo, right? This is a crit battle card. So if your opponent lets this rock, that's an extra card. That's a one less card you have to worry about going to their hand. And then at the same time, you combo with one card with this card. Um, you can pop a 4 less off the board. The good thing about it that you can use your Bardock leader effect, or you can just combo a card from your hand. Just one. But just imagine you using one card that I want to talk about. Let me just change the settings. I got you guys right now. A lot of people's like, oh, it's a 5 cost. 5 cost, it slows down the game for Bardock. Definitely does not slow down the game for Bardock, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because we have a card that we've been sitting on, and I kept telling people about it, that this card is basically a glimpse of what we're gonna get in the future for Bardock, which is why does it clip to that? Which is New Legend. So 4 costs. Activate on main if your leader has Bardock crew in his special traits, play up to one Bardock with a cost of 5 from your hand. A lot of people was like, oh, when this card came out, it was like, oh, it's a waste of space. Yes, it was a waste of space because the only 5 cards that we had was the Bardock Double Strike, and it's a 0 combo, so you're probably only playing 3 of them. So to keep this in your deck was a problem. But now, with the 5 cost Bardock that we have now, it becomes a problem. Because now, on turn 4, use a new legend card to summon this or the double strike, right? Apply pressure to your opponent. Use the combo power to pop up one card off the field, right? Then next turn, you summon this or the double strike, whichever one is not on the field. Turn 5, summon this. So just imagine, you swing with him, combo one card with him. You pop in one card from this card, and then 4 less, but then you're popping one card from your double strike leader. I mean double strike battle card, and it does not tell you a cost though. So you guarantee popping one 4 less and one just in general. So that's 2 cards off the board as getting popped. Not like before that you're summoning 2 double strikes and you gotta burn 2 cards out your hand. Right? You can definitely do it as well. Combo. You will have to still use the combo. 2 cards a combo, but at least you got this card that just for one card, one combo card to pop 2 battle cards off the field. And I like that. Bardock Endgame to whiteboard is definitely good. How good it is, I still feel like Bardock still needs support, more support. And the reason why I'm saying and he still needs more support because there's a card that I feel like if they come out with the right pieces, support for next set, right? Bardock support. This card is definitely gonna put Bardock in the right pace, which will be this. It's a 3 cost 20k swing 5k combo auto. Once per turn, when you use a card in the combo area while this card is in battle, play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 2 or less, and Bardock screw in a special traits from your hand. So you special summon in 2 costs or less for free, right? If you have this card on the board. Because it's an auto, that means you can use it on your opponent's side and your side. So if they try to swing at this card, you could combo this card, and then you get to special summon the body on the board. And it's not rested, so they can't get to it unless they bounce it back. So you could special summon 1 card on your opponent's turn, and then you can special summon 1 card on your turn. So that's 2 free summonings off of this card. But we need more of the 2 cost battle cards. Granted, we get 1 cost, it's whatever. Give us 1 cost. But make sure those 1 costs are Bardock's crew, and they support by giving combo power, because that's what Bardock is built on, is power boost. So let's just make sure that the power boost is actually worth putting this card back into the deck. So like that you have more cards in the Bardock deck to use the Bardock deck effect, Bardock lead effect, which is looking at the top card from your deck. It's a Bardock crew uses like a combo. That means you're using less cards from your hand, which is fine, right? That's definitely a good thing. Then I won't be surprised if we get to see, Tora back into the deck 2 cards, but to see this card over the Pan, I hardly see it because Pan definitely bounces cards back to the hand. But if you want to play straight straight Bardock's crew, you could definitely do so. But we just gotta make sure that you have the right amount of cards. Like if you want to go straight Bardock crew, you gotta have the grade 8 and you gotta have the 3 cost Bardock in your deck to make sure that you're summoning 2 bodies per turn. So if you swing, do what you gotta do. But Bardock has the potential to be where it needs to be, but we still need the support. A little bit more support for the Bardock. But with that new card, I'm not gonna lie. With this new card, I'm happy. I've been talking about it all day. Getting people's point of views about this card. A lot of people say it's all right. Bardock still needs more. Yes, Bardock still needs more. But Bardock has destruction. And what I like about this card that is locked on Bardock. So to use the double strike and this card in the same deck, and then you have the new legend card to special summon it one turn early is it's amazing. It's definitely amazing. Can't go wrong with that. So definitely can see that happening. So I spoke about all the leaders. Oh yeah. So just a reminder, the new set 5 coming out is February 14th. It's called New Adventures. Um, it's a Friday. If you're playing for client comes out. It will most likely come on the morning time, so you guys can start grinding on it. Um, I'm trying to get a case so like that I can start doing the giveaways. The giveaways is for you know, from time to time I'll put codes into the chat box, code giveaways, so like that you can get them. If you need codes, if you subscribe to my channel, you get codes as well from there if you're trying to jumpstart like that. Because you know, a lot of people has, you know, we don't know anybody. Everybody struggle. People struggle to get, you know, cards into the game, or their ratios of getting cards is not good. So you know they don't want to keep spending, spending, and spending. But you have two ways on my end to get codes. Well, three ways. I just told you two. One is make sure when I do the case opening release, um, be there to watch it to get the codes. First come, first serve. Once I put the codes in the chat box, is whoever locks it in first. That's on you guys. Second, if you're a subscriber, um, the subscribers get codes as well. The amount of codes, it most likely will be 30, depending on how many codes I have to give away. Also, the third option would be the tournament I'm trying to host. It's free of charge. I wish I could post a picture. Maybe I can. Let's see. I think I can. Give me 1 second. I think I can. See if I can find the picture real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Hmm. Don't know where it just saved that. Save it again. Hold on, let me go to the folder real quick. Bingo. Where is it? Jackpot. Alright. So this is my tournament that I'm trying to host. Don't have a date yet. Once I get the amount of players in the Discord, um, then we can figure out by taking votes on how many, what day and what time is best for everybody. It's a Dragon Ball Super World Fusion War tournament for client. The prizes is set 3 and set 4 codes mixed. Slots are limited and filling up quick. Sign up today. First place will get 60 codes. Second place will get 20 codes. Third place will get 15 codes. Registration fee is free. It's just Discord appliance. Hit me up on the Twitch. You can follow me on the Twitch and the YouTube as well. On Discord, you have any questions, you can just hit me up from there. The Discord is DaLastSnow. If it's not Snow, just type in Rex Snow, and then you could definitely get in from there, and then we could talk more about the tournament and prizes and stuff like that. I'm trying to have this tournament before Set 5 comes out, because right now this is to support Set 3 and Set 4 cards, because a lot of people are struggling to get the cards that they need, especially with knowing that when Set 5 is coming out, they're looking for certain cards to have before Set 5 comes out. So if you guys are interested, just hit me up on, if you're on Twitch, hit me up on the Whisper app, hit me up on Discord. Um, if you hit me up on Discord, Rex Snow or DaLastSnow, Also, um, my G is the same name as my Twitch, which is DaLastSnow. You can hit me up on my inbox and we could talk from there. Whatever feels comfortable for you to hit me up on the side of, then we could definitely talk more about this tournament. But definitely, hopefully, I get enough people. I do have a couple. I don't have that many slots open. Um, but I'm trying to have an even number, so like that nobody sits out in none of the rounds. I want everybody playing all at once, so like that, and then I get to stream it on my Discord. I mean, from the Discord to my stream on YouTube and Twitch, so like that people could see some of the matches. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, just hit me up. Don't be afraid. If you're new to the game, just sign up. You're not losing anything. It's free of charge. This is my first tournament. I'm trying to have everybody get in. There's a lot of people that want to join the Fusion World community, and they are afraid to get on. Like don't be afraid to get on. Just do what you gotta do. Get the cards, get starter decks if you need to. Get starter decks first. Get the hang of it, and do what you gotta do. And hopefully, I'll see you guys at my tournament. For everybody else that's been playing for long, I don't know if you guys know, but these cards that has been leaked in the tournament. I mean, not in the tournament. Wow, still talking about the tournament. In um in the Dragon Ball Twitch account, not Twitch, Twitter X account, because I still use the same Twitter. All the leaks, you can definitely play with those cards already. Um, they are located on the Untap app. I don't know if you guys play the Untap app. The Untap app is free. You can play against other people. You can play with the new cards that's not out yet, but you can at least start test running the cards in that app. That's one way. But everything is manual. So that's for people that know how to play with the Untap app. If you don't know how to play with it, I suggest you guys YouTube it and learn how to play and set everything up. And Untap app, you can play on the phone or you can play on your computer. Another option is the Tabletop Simulator. It's an app that you play on your computer only. I don't know if it's still on sale. It's for $10. You can play any board game, any card game, any board game that you can actually think of is there. You can play. The One Piece, the Yu-Gi-Oh, the Pokemon, the Dragon Ball Z, Super Fusion World, the Gundam that's coming out next year. That's a card game that I'm definitely gonna be playing as well. I'll be streaming that as well. I'm interested in playing that game. The Union Arena, a lot of people's playing. Magic the Gathering, like any card game you can actually think of. Tabletop Simulator has it, and everything is already built for you. You just gotta find the Discord channel for it. Um, um, you can actually ask people there that's already playing to see if they can actually send you the link, or this probably just pops up just in general. But I know for Fusion World and for Gundam, you need the link, the Discord link from it, which is not that hard to find. You can actually Google it, and they'll reroute you to the Twitch or Discord account to actually get the link to get for the Tabletop Simulator. So Tabletop Simulator is definitely the best route to go, but it's not free. But if you want to play on the go and free of charge, you can get the Untap app and then try to play from there. But the Untap, I don't know if Tabletop Simulator has it, but the Untap app, if you actually go Untap app, you can actually play like shadow, like a mirror match. Like you could play against yourself just to see what hand you're playing, everything else. Not like a real game, but to see like certain scenarios, like what would you do and stuff like that. Like if you don't have somebody to play against and everything. Also, in Untap, you can actually spectate games there, so you can actually see people playing the games and everything else. Um, let's see. Do I have my Untap app? I don't think I have it open. I wish I had it open, but I don't. Matter of fact, yes, I do. I have to have it open. I'm not going crazy. All right, so I'm not logged in. I don't even think I remember my password. Honestly. Let's lock in with Discord. All right, you guys are asking for too much. Anyways, anyways, that was too much. But um, just wrap it up. Like I said, it was only about a discussion about set five. You guys already spoke about everything, every color, every leader that's coming out with the support of every color from the cards that we have already and the cards that's coming out. I feel like the Red Diamond Goku is gonna be one of the top decks to play with. Um, a lot of it's gonna be one of the top meta decks that's gonna be out. Uh, Out of the five, I feel like that's the best deck. Second best would be the Vegito, the blue Vegito, because it's you gotta get to 20, 20 cards in your discard pile before you start swinging for 40. With the ramp that Red has, I feel like they'll beat blue to the punch. So that's how I got Red Diamond Goku as number one, um, Vegito as number two. As number three, I feel like honestly, a lot of people don't really like it, but I really, truly, truly feel like Gogeta is gonna be number three. It's my opinion, but I feel like with the energy market, I already showed you guys all the cards that we have now locked in. That it's gonna be a lot to apply because there's a lot of cards that is not in black decks that will be played in black decks. Hey babe, how's it going? Thank you for the cheer. There's a lot of cards. Like I said, the Gohan, the Goten, the one cause Goku, the Trunks, the 30K swing Trunks, the bounce back Trunks. Like there's a lot of the Hercule. You don't have to worry about um waiting to get an energy marker. You can just use the marker. I mean, you're gonna have the marker there no matter what to recycle cards for your discard pile. The 10-time Kamehameha. Don't have to worry about waiting to get an energy marker. You have the energy marker from your leader. The same thing with the power. So I feel like that's the number three deck. Where do I rank that with all blacks? I'm not sure yet because I need to see what other cards is coming out. I'm just ranking them. I'm only ranking the five leaders coming out for set five. With what we got to what we're going to get. So I just feel like number three will be the Gogeta because of the bounce back and the popping. That deck is gonna be Gogeta's basically gonna be played like if it's a blue leader with the bounce backs, bouncing back, and then with the popping and still got 30K swings and stuff like that. That's how I feel. Now for number four, I definitely give it to Janemba just because Janemba has the support cards right now to draw cards, to restand energy markers. I mean, to restand energy that consists of maybe summoning more bodies on the board, or maybe using those energies for your defensive side to use like time rewound, um, the final explode. Or is it final? No, the final explosion at three costs. The that Frieza one cost card that I'm talking about, and then the new Janemba card that's coming out as well. So you have a couple of defensive cards that can put Janemba good. So because Janemba is on that leader, the way the leader effect is built on going aggro on offensive mode. It's basically the opposite of the yellow Vegeta that we have. But you gotta mix it with a couple of defensive cards as well. Because since you don't have draw power, you gotta make sure you protect yourself with cards that gives you 15 to 20k combo boost with the restanding of the energies that you have for the cards that is gonna give you. And then last but not least is the Son Goku. Um, 30k swing, yes, is good, but you have to discard a card from your hand. Sucks. Yes, you get to put the top card of your deck to your life is great. That's fine. That's awesome. But you have to understand as well that you're not drawing. You're not drawing cards, and you're waking at three. You're putting yourself in a position that they could just Wait till you have four, double strike. If you take the hit, that leaves you at two. Now you awaken. No more swings. I mean, no more draw swings. Then at the same time, you're in a swinging range of getting double striked again. For how many times? Who knows? Depending. And then with the cards that we have, knowing that green is not strong at the beginning of the game, now you have to focus on end game. If you don't wipe the board that they have, you will have a rude awakening. You're gonna have a rude awakening. So you're gonna have to try to do as much as possible before you awaken. Because he's only a 30k swinger. That's it. Your opponent could just combo that out. If they have 25k swingers on the board, then you have a problem. What's gonna happen? They're gonna sit, they're gonna either apply pressure, right? Apply pressure on you as much as possible, or they're gonna just sit on certain cards that by the time you get to the point that you think you got the game, they're gonna start putting the pressure on you. Turn five, turn six is where they're gonna apply so much pressure on you, and they already have 2 to 3 bodies on the board. So you have to think about that as well. That's why I don't feel like green is that green Goku is gonna have a real big problem. I feel like if Vegeta has a better green Vegeta has a better chance than green Goku because green Vegeta relies on a three cost. You get to recycle energies. You get to freely special summon um, bodies on the board. Um, Swinging for 25k swings enough. Now it just need a little bit more support from green. That it might be one of the good decks to play with going to set five. I said good decks. I didn't say one of the best. I still feel like if there's no ban list, Android 17 is still gonna be number one for green. But if they come out with the ban list, um, I think the next runner might be Gohan, Green Gohan, or the Cell. Those are all the next two runner-ups. Piccolo is too weak. It relies on too many extra cards. That means too many zero combos. Broly is too slow for the meta that we are in now. Um, this Goku that we have now is not gonna be. It's not a threat. So we're just gonna have to wait and see how Set Five is gonna continue dropping more and more releases and see where it goes from there. But right now, that's the weakest leader that we got going into Set 5. I don't feel like it's strong enough. We don't have cards that supports that card for green. Green is built on ramping. So draw power doesn't have it just yet. We're gonna have to wait and see what other cards we have. So yeah. So to recap, number one will be SS Sun Goku Daima for red, blue Vegito, black Gogeta, yellow Janemba, and green SS green Sun Goku, Kaioken Goku. So that's my opinion. If you have your own opinion and you got another type of list for the set five that's coming out, you can definitely put it up there on the chat, and we could definitely talk about it. I would like to hear your feedback on what is your tier list when it comes to the new cards that's coming out. Sooner or later, I'm trying to figure out with my boy um, Kenneth on the next tier list, overall tier list. When before set five comes out, I'm trying to do a tier list um, and see where we see um, where had a brain fart. My bad. Where the tier list that we have now, where does it stand going into set five? Because right now it's slow. A lot of people's doing tier lists is just to do the tier list, but nothing is going on till next month. The ultimate battles and the regionals, battle hour, all these tournaments that's going on don't start happening till next month. So for the month of December, they kind of killed off set four, and set four basically balanced out. Um, Definitely balanced out Fusion World because it was already on a off scale that we started to lose a lot of people's interest of playing the game. Then set four kind of picked up, and a lot of people are interested in playing, but not playing yet. So I feel like with set five coming in, I feel like set five, hopefully set five puts it to the point that we still balance and we have more leaders to decide on playing with, options to play with, and still be competitive. And then we have more and more people joining the Fusion World community. So yeah, So that's my point take into going into set five, and then how set four is looking like. So yeah, that's it, guys. So just wanted to tell you guys about the tournament. Let me put it back on the board if you guys definitely interested. I just realized there's only one thing that's missing on the flyer, which is my Discord. I should add my Discord. I'm gonna put the Discord tonight. Um, fix it up a little bit, and then resend it, post it on my stories. So like that, if you guys are interested, I'll definitely be down to add you guys, and then we could talk about it on. Sorry, I was reading something on the board. On who wants to join and everything else. Like I said, it's free, guys. There's nothing wrong with having, free tournament, free um, gameplay, get to know new people, expand your community, um, and yeah, hopefully I see you guys in the tournament. But if you guys are new to my channel, press that follow button on YouTube and on Twitch for everybody that's tuning in on both on one of the other platforms right now. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in, and I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow. Um, Tomorrow I'm definitely gonna grind playing today is just because since I had a lot of errands to go by, I didn't have that much time and I work tonight, so I need to get my sleep and I need to eat. So, you know, hopefully I see you guys tomorrow. It will be Marvel Rivals if you got Marvel Rivals and Fusion World, double impact, double stream, so like that. I get my grind on both. I don't want to fall behind on other games. So yeah, like I said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Follow me, subscribe to my channel, and see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.